On December 28, 2013, we departed JFK Airport to begin our adventure to Nadai, Fiji. During our journey, we discussed what we were most excited to experience in Fiji.
I am personally most excited to meet new people and to put my hands through water that's crystal blue.
Becoming integrated into the culture and living with a host family and experiencing everything that they do on a day-to-day basis.
Probably snorkeling. Drinking rum out of coconuts on a beach.
Having a good time.
I would say being on the beach, but also helping actually getting to know a host family.
Probably to learn more about the culture, see something that I don't get to see every day.
Cool.
Getting to know the group here and also learning about the culture.
After we landed, we were greeted by welcoming songs and our VESA tour leader, Jackson Baker. As we stepped outside the airport and drove to our first resort, we were astounded by the beautiful landscape and wildlife surrounding us. We spent a night in Nandi Bay Resort before traveling to Naibita Village, an inland and more rural village in Fiji, and also the place of our host families and volunteer work for the trip. Once we arrived in the village, we were warmly greeted by the friendly villagers and welcomed with a traditional kava ceremony. The kava ceremony is a social gathering in Fiji that is used to welcome visitors into their village. The ceremony consists of the head chief of the village mixing crushed kava root and water into a large cast iron steel bowl and scooping it out into little coconut bowls for everyone to drink. Once the ceremony was over, we were introduced to our host families and spent the rest of the evening getting settled and acquainted with them. Over the next week, our volunteer work consisted of sanding down and repainting Naigela School District Kindergarten. Our days consisted of volunteer work, but our afternoons were spent getting to know the villagers and swimming in the fast-moving lake beneath the lush hills full of life and vegetation. Working and completing the kindergarten was such a rewarding experience, and seeing the villagers so happy with our accomplishment made the whole experience worthwhile. After our week of volunteering was over and we had completed refurbishing Nailega Kindergarten, we said our goodbyes to the villagers and left for the Yasawa Islands. Over the next week, we basked in the Fiji sun and island hopped to various hostels and resorts. We spent our days snorkeling, going on underwater cave expeditions, basket weaving, learning about Fijian cooking, and lounging in the beachside hammocks while crystal blue waves crashed in the background. We had such a great time that when our time to depart came, we didn't want to leave. 2 weeks later, after experiencing Fijian life, we began our journey back home to Syracuse. All in all, I think I can speak for all of us when I say that this was an amazing experience. Being submersed in a different culture opened my eyes and gave me a new perspective on cultures around the world. Fiji is a beautiful yet poor country, and living in the rural villages for a short time made me aware of how fortunate we all are in the United States. I urge all ESF students to go abroad and experience a new culture, whether it is studying abroad for a whole semester or volunteering your time for a 2-week period. Experiencing new cultures is a great way to learn more about diversity firsthand, and I truly believe helping one another, regardless of the time span, is one step closer to making the world a better place.